Well, hello, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. I am back. I know that I mentioned to some of you and on my channel earlier that I was going to a new event I've never been to before called Altitude Summit. So Alt Summit. I guess that's the best way to describe it. So I got my little badge and yeah, I came home with it. It's just the way it goes. So here's my badge. I went as my brand. I went as me and just to kind of see what it was all about. And so here is the badge. And this is what got me into everything that was there. So what is Altitude Summit? Let's start with that first. Altitude Summit, excuse me, the joys of being live, is an event that is all about empowering you to get your business going and make it amazing. So what does that mean? So let's say, like for me, I have my YouTube channel. I work with companies. I have my company, Erin Reed Makes. I make videos for people. I create projects for companies. I help design projects for companies. So I have my own business. Well, I'm one person who can go there. So there's all different kinds of events that you can go to help grow your business, learn more, and get better. But it's not just for the crafty. I saw people there that were photographers, floral designers, makeup artists, graphic designers. Some people had their own exercise businesses. There was a gambit of everything. Pretty much if you have your own business, if you have your own entrepreneurship, a lot of mommy bloggers, lots of people that are doing kind of what I do. We work from home, but some have a brick and mortar, not as many. I will have to say there's quite a few less people that have a brick and mortar, but it is the gambit. There was also people there that were from all over the world. I met people from Australia, New Zealand, a lot from Canada. There was a lot of Canadians there, and there's a funny story I'll tell you later. Excuse me. So Canadians, England, Scotland, and I think that was the ones that I personally met. And then all across the United States, big gambit across. Even found somebody who lives 5 minutes away from me. She lives like right over there, literally. So majority of the people going are women. So women in business. And it was all about empowering women to take control, do the best. There was speeches, there were keynote speakers, there were classes, there was a little bit of everything. And there is going to be an unboxing video because these amazing sponsors that were there were so kind to donate so many products. So there's an unboxing video that's actually going to be two because it's too much to put into one. One is all the classes I went to, all the fun stuff I got from my classes. It could have been a class just on stop motion. And we got some stuff from the stop motion people, which is awesome. But we also got some things from a gifting party. And also there was vendors that were there like Home Depot, Pinterest, some other fun companies that were there that also passed out some fun items. So I'm going to break those up into two separate videos. They're going to be coming to you very soon. One will be on Saturday. So what basically is this all about? So I kind of said it's if you have a business or if you're even thinking of starting your own business, there are some people that are like, yeah, I don't have a business yet, but I want to get like an idea of where to start and who to go to. There was experts to talk to. So there was a whole series of different kinds of events to go to. It is a 5-day event. Did you get that, ladies? 5 days, or men watching. There were a few smattering of men. 5 days. Check-in was Sunday, and then it was Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. There's your 5 days. And Sunday was what I would call the down day. That was the day that you checked in. There was some what you call meetups, meaning that anybody who was an attendee could have done a group. So there was one group. They had 2 different times they were doing meetups. I went to one meetup on Wednesday, and it was for crafty people. And so anybody who's in the crafty industry, and it was me, and Eileen Hull was there, Lynn Lilly was there, Alexandra from Stapleton Smith from Hedgehog Hollow was there, some other people were there as well. So there was a whole bunch of us that got together. I have all their cards. But those are the ones that I've talked to numerous times, and I've worked with them before. So those are the ones I truly knew the best. So that was a meetup. So Sunday, there was another meetup. I did not go Sunday. I did not check in until Monday morning because I was at Disneyland on Sunday with my kids because I took my kids with me. They stayed with my parents because my parents actually stayed there. So anyway, long story short, it was a long week for me. So Monday I checked in. Monday I checked in. First thing was keynote speaker, and it was split between 3 different hotels in Palm Springs. This whole thing was in Palm Springs. Beautiful weather, gorgeous. I mean, absolutely gorgeous. Monday was a little bit cooler than a lot of people expected it to be. So people were like, oh my God, all we brought was tank tops and like capri pants or dresses, like sundresses and sandals. And everybody was scrambling to try and figure out warm clothing to wear because none of us had it. So I went to the keynote speaker. And then from that, I stayed at that first hotel. Now they had shuttles running between the hotels, and one shuttle from the one hotel, it's called the Riviera, beautiful hotel. It was gorgeous. Hi, Reza. Hi. Oh, it's Lombard. How you doing? Oh, I'm glad you're listening while you have lunch. Enjoy. I have my drink because I keep coughing. So, so I stayed, my plan was, because some of the hotels were like 10 miles apart. Two hotels, which was the Ace, and the other one was the Saguaro. It sounds like it should be Sagaro, but it's named after the cactus, Saguaro. Those ones were really close together. So it was like a 2-minute shuttle ride, maybe 5 minutes. You have coffee, yay. So I split between, like in the morning, I stayed at one hotel and then either had lunch at that hotel or switched to the next hotel and stayed the afternoon. So I wasn't hopping around all over the place and missing events. So were there some presentations, some classes, some workshops that I missed? Yes, absolutely. Because there was no way I could have gotten from one place to the other. They had about 15 shuttles taking you around all over the place, but I just decided I didn't want to make myself crazy. And I just kind of stayed the morning in one place and the afternoon in another place. So the morning I stayed at the Riviera after the keynote, and I actually got to sit down with somebody who was a YouTube expert. I filled in my little time, and she had 15 minutes for each of us, and she gave me some great tips. She has like 300,000 subscribers. So I feel like she knew what she was talking about. And she gave me some tips, not just about like the look of the channel, but also about like some technical tips in terms of, filmography and some of the setup I got behind me. I actually have an amazing new mic, but I have not gotten it going yet. So I've got some stuff, and it's just a matter of taking that next leap into the hurdle, like editing, all the behind the scenes scraps that you guys, if you're into it, let me know. Some of us are into it, some of us are not. So she gave me some good tips on that. And then there was some booths that I could walk around and do. And so there was 5 booths that were at that particular, and the booths were amazing because not only do they have one of them was constant contact. So if you need to have somebody help you set up, do your newsletter and get your contacts all set up and help you get your logo going. Another one was Adobe. Adobe was there. They do Photoshop and Elements, and they do Premiere Pro for video editing. They were launching a new product called Rush, which is a video an editing software you can do on your phone. So they were kind of showing you all the big things about that. There were lots of cool companies that were there that will help if you want to develop a product for your brand. They would help you figure out the best solution, where to manufacture it, to do the shipping, to do the fulfillment, to do all the behind the scenes part of that. So, excuse me. So you could go around and talk to each of those companies, and they all had these amazing backdrops. Like they all realized we are influencers in a lot of ways, and we have Instagram accounts and YouTube accounts and all the social media, and we would be taking pictures everywhere. So they were really, really smart and did these really cool backdrops. And so if you looked at my my Instagram, Erin Reed Makes, and look at some of the stories I did it as like my main feed and also my stories, and then I also popped them up onto my Facebook page. It's all Erin Reed Makes, same as this channel. You can see some of the cool pictures that were about that. So they really did a great job kind of having some fun photo ops positions, and just the colors and the brightness, and we all had our hair and our makeup and our clothes, and so we're all set to go. So I kind of putted around that morning, staying around there, talked to the YouTube expert, had lunch there, bumped into Eileen. She was there. She kind of joined last minute. So Eileen and I hung out kind of that whole morning because she wanted to talk to the YouTube person. And then she talked to a branding person. And then we sat in on an Instagram class together, which we got some good tips, which was awesome. That's my one place I'm just not, I'm lacking just because I think video all the time. So I got some good tips about that. And then we had lunch together at the Riviera. And the thing is that they had 3 different hotels, like I said, and they don't know who's going to be at what hotel, but they had lunch, and that was part of the ticket. I did pay to go to this. So it was part of my ticket was providing me lunch. It provided snacks. There was some different events that we could go to that provided drinks, or they had, coffee. They always had water. There was lots of little fun things. I also paid for the shuttles to go around, all that kind of stuff. So, we sat down to lunch, and all of a sudden we see this line forming, and we got there kind of early, which was nice. And the line was huge to get to lunch. It was really good. It was a taco bar. It was like a fajita bar. It was awesome. And all of a sudden they say, I'm sorry, we're out of food. And there still had to been about 50 people in line. It's like they had to get on a shuttle and go to a different hotel because they were out of food at this hotel, which was kind of hard because you didn't know which hotel was going to have the most people. So they did announce, hey, this hotel is going to have the most food. If you want to make sure you get lunch, go there. So and I ended up having lunch at every single hotel, and they were all awesome. And every day was different. One day was like fajita lunches. Another day was a box lunch. The third day was I had a pasta bar, which was awesome. So everything was a little bit different. So then I headed over to the Ace for the afternoon. The Ace was what I would call the crafty area. Pinterest was there. Let's see, Home Depot was there. A company called June was there, and they do like a craft kit, and then Beacon Adhesives. They were also there. So the four of them had their booth set up. And so we all got to, they were there at all times. They had make and takes going on. One day in the Pinterest booth, they were doing like hair braiding. So I got my hair braided. It was really cute. Home Depot had this amazing wall you could get a picture in front of. And June had make and takes the whole time. Beacon had some make and takes going on. And then there was classes in the main room. And so I went to lots of the crafty classes just because obviously that's what I do. But then I went to classes that were part of what I do. So anything about photography, flat lays, pictures for Instagram, pictures about how best ways to get pictures for products, stop motion, because I've done some of that before, video editing tips and tricks, Instagram stuff, that was a big thing, YouTube stuff. I ran into the DIY mommy one night. She was amazing. She gave me so many amazing tips. My So Bliss, these are both their YouTube channels. So I've bumped into both of them and had lots of really good chats. Excuse my necklace is all funny. So that was all going on. And then that night I had a Pinterest party. So there was these evening events that you could go to that were invitation only. And the invitation only just basically meant if you were, so for instance, if you are a makeup artist, you're not going to want to go to a party that's hosted by Beacon Adhesives. That just doesn't make sense at all. Why do you need to go to a glue party, right? Or I don't do a lot with stuff that's, like furniture or painting or big restorations or like redoing a room. So why would I go get invited to the Home Depot party? But I do a lot of stuff on Pinterest. I post to Pinterest all the time. So I got invited to the Pinterest party. So that was my party Monday night. So they had drinks and they had hors d'oeuvres, met some amazing people. That's where I met a wonderful lady who works with felt in Australia. So she actually, I dropped into her class briefly on Wednesday. And so I went to the Pinterest party, and then I jetted over because they had the gifting party. And so they had, I think, 12 main sponsors. So like I said, Beacon, Home Depot, Pinterest, and there was a few others. I'll go through them as I show you all the cool stuff in my unboxing video on Saturday for the main company sponsors. Excuse me. But there were some sponsors there that didn't have enough money or didn't want to have an entire booth. So instead, they wanted to get their brand out there, and they may have been coming to the show for themselves anyway. So that Monday night in the main area, they had a giant gifting party. And so you could go around to the different booths and things that made sense to you. So for instance, I'm not going to take a product for something that doesn't make sense to what I would use on my channel and in my group. Hi. But like, for instance, one company, she's like, no, I'm going to give it to everybody, and it's makeup. Is your face on camera? Awesome. I have the lipstick on right now. It's really pretty. Actually, no, this lipstick is one I got from Pinterest. This is my little Pinterest one that I got. So some of them were like, no, it makes perfect sense. You got to take it. Hi, Miss Crafter. Misfit Crafter, sorry. So it was a wide range. There was something that had jewelry. There was one, Radish Kids, if you ever heard of them. It's a subscription box that comes once a month that has like cooking tips and things and some fun ideas for what to do with your kids in terms of cooking. So I got a couple of boxes of those. So just a huge range of things. So that was Monday. Tuesday, got up and It feels like it's been a long time, but it's only been a week. Went to some more classes, lots of fun classes. Everything was in an app. That was a nice thing. So there's this wonderful app that we had where you could see every single class, where it was located, who was teaching it, what it was about. You could click on it. Just because you clicked on it in the app does not guarantee. Oh, my dog's getting into something if you hear something in the background. Yay for puppies. I'll call them over in a little bit. You guys can see them. So just because you clicked on it in the app does not mean that you got in automatically, because it usually was a first come, first serve basis. Some of the crafting things, you showed up and it was full. It was done. There was no way. Sometimes there was still, 3 or 4 kits left. And so people walked in 10, 20 minutes later and they could still sit down and do it. It really just depended on how wanted or desired that particular thing was. So one of the big ones I went into on Tuesday, well, big one for me, was all about flat lays. How to take a picture of something. And Eileen and I were both in that class together. So we did a flat lay together. We took a picture and we both posted on our Instagram with our badges that we got. So we both put our badges up there as the main attraction. So that's up on my Instagram. It's really cute. Got some great tips. And then went to some other crafty things as well. And then Tuesday night, what did I have going? Oh, Tuesday night was a big party. So they had a wine company had, I think he got into my trash. There's lots of commotion, my puppy. There's a lot of commotion happening in the kitchen right now. I don't know what he got into. Something big. So well, I'll find out when I'm done videoing. So a wine company, Flat Top Hills, had a wine tasting. You could pick out one glass and have that. And then Chopin Vodka, and we got these glasses from them, had a big 90s party. They were only playing 90s music. It was upstairs at the hotel where Eileen was staying, and she let me drop off her stuff in her room, which was really, really sweet. We actually did a live Facebook video on Eileen's page. And I also did a live video on Monday on this channel, so you guys can see what it was like at the Ace where the crafty thing was happening. So you can kind of get a gist of what was going on at that moment, at there. Hi, Rosa. So yeah, puppies everywhere. So, it was nonstop going. Did I have a little too much to drink Tuesday night? Probably, but it was really good vodka. It was fun. And I got some pictures, and those are all up on my Instagram. Wednesday was another fun event, lots of fun, different events I was going to. I went to a stop motion, hi Beth, class, got some great tips on that, went to some other crafty classes, just, kind of hopped around. I also, another big thing I went and did is I work with Teresa Collins, and she was a speaker. So sorry about the puppy in the background making all the noise. So I popped in and said hi because I don't get to talk to her very often. And so we got some FaceTime with her. So it was a lot of connecting. There were brands there, like I said, and not just brands that were at the crafting or the gifting party or were sponsors. They were brands that were just hosting the craft class, which was kind of cool. So it's like, hey, so we might have some collaborations going on in the future between some of the companies I ran into, which is fantastic. Met some amazing people. I think one of the bigger things I got out of this trip, yes, the classes were great. The speakers were awesome. The presentations I went to, there was round tables. That was another fun thing that I got to go to. So in an hour and a half, I could go to 4 or 5. I got to speak to a lawyer for free, pay my ticket, and asked her some questions about, hey, should I or should I not? Or is this a good idea? And she, right up the alley of influencers and stuff. So she had a great and she could answer the questions really quickly because it's the same stuff she deals with all the time. She wasn't, some sort of, anyway, the type of law that she practiced fit with what we did, which was awesome. I think that's the best way of me describing it. So it was a nice mix of a lot of people. But like I said, I think the main thing I got out of it was talking with other people that kind of do what I do. Tips, tricks, anything along those lines. So lots of fun stuff. Got to go to a Beacon dinner on Wednesday night. That was a blast. Now, I overdid it. I will tell you the truth. I went to Disney on all day Saturday. We flew out Friday night and I took my kids. We went to Disney all day Saturday, all day Sunday. We walked 20 miles between the 2 days, drove to Palm Springs Sunday night. My parents were with me, so I wasn't by myself, but still drove to Palm Springs, got up, was at the conference by 8 a.m. in the morning, stayed Wednesday or Monday night until I think it was almost 9:30, got up, was at the conference again by 8:30 the next morning, was there at the party until I think 10:30 Tuesday night. Wednesday, I think it was again from 8 to 10. By Thursday, I couldn't do it anymore. I just could not keep my eyes. I crashed And so I totally missed everything on Thursday just because my body was like, nope, not doing it. So if you ever go to an event, tip number one, don't do 2 days of Disney before because it's a 5-day conference. It's a lot. Or take bigger breaks. Don't go to every evening event like I did. Like I went from 8 a.m. in the morning until about 10 p.m. every night. And then I came home, my kids were already asleep, but they got up in the morning and I still had stuff. I wasn't just there for me because I had my kids and my parents and there was lots of stuff. So I never felt like I was just 100% connected to what was going on at the conference because I had the kids with me and my parents. Anyway, so it was nice. I slept like all day Thursday. It was fabulous. And then we flew home on Saturday. And so we got to like hang out in Palm Springs. So I had a couple of down days before I flew home with the kids. But it was a wonderful conference. Great to meet up with some people I know. Oh, Deborah Quartermain, I work with her with Kuhn and Felt. She was there as well. Christy Troxel, I've worked with her a number of times. She was there as well. So I knew a handful of people that were going to the conference, but I didn't know everybody. So it was kind of nice to find new people, meet new people. And the next big question I get from a lot of people is, would I go back? Is this a conference I would go back to? Absolutely. I don't always have the luxury of going to everything just due to scheduling and the kids and my husband and his work schedule and my work schedule. And it just sometimes, we have to have somebody home with the kids. And so it just doesn't always work out, which is partly why I took the kids with me because I had my parents as babysitters, whereas, my husband couldn't watch. Anyway, so it was just, plus we have a new puppy. Somebody had to stay home with the puppy. But it was definitely a fun event. I think if I went again next year, you can submit to be a speaker. So you can host a roundtable, you could host a speaking event like a TED Talk, you could host a crafting event. So or a workshop. So if I was going to go back again, I would definitely put in to be a speaker and to host an event of some kind, which I think is awesome. So that's a lot of the people that were there, not everybody, but there was a good number of people that were there that did submit to be a speaker that were also in attendance. So they had to submit. My dog is going crazy in the kitchen. I swear to God, I don't know what he got into, but it's like crash burn. Oh my God, the puppy. Come here. Let's see if I can get him out of the kitchen. He'll come over with like giant food in his mouth that I think he upended the trash can, truthfully. Come here. He's too excited with whatever he found because I went on live today. Try to get him contained. Anyway, yes, having the attorney there giving me the advice was absolutely worth it. She was amazing. Just sitting down and talking with the DIY mommy. She's got some wonderful tips. Just a couple of YouTube people. The stuff I got tips on photography, on stop motion, which I've dabbled in, and I've always kind of wanted to do that. Yeah, squirrel. Squirrel for my dog. Silly dog. I'm going to go into the kitchen and I'm going to be like, oh my God, I'm never doing a live again with this puppy. No, I will. I just have to time it better. Silly dog. So to recap the whole thing with Alt Summit, great chance to meet with people and to hone in. If you are wanting to create a brand and a business in any capacity, whatever your thing is, I think it's a great place to go. There are so many different topics that are there that did not even apply to me. Like, for instance, you want to best ways to help people fulfill your products to put out there. Like, for instance, if you actually have a product, subscription boxes, they had stuff. I think they had like one class on that, but it was the wrong time for me. And I work with a couple of subscription boxes. So I would love to have gone to that, but it conflicted with something else. And I was, like I said, I picked a morning to be in one hotel and the afternoon to be in another hotel. It was just too much to try and jump around all over the place. Wonderful sponsors. They were so super amazing. Lots of wonderful, every single person I ran into and talked to, they were so nice. They were super helpful. You got in a shuttle and you talked to the person next to you and they were like, hey, who are you? Half of us didn't know anybody that was around us. That was really cool to kind of bump into people. And you kept kind of bumping into people, which was kind of nice. So it was really sweet to just be around happy people all the time. And the big topic while we're there, because we're coming in from all over the world, all over the United States, of course, the coronavirus is a big deal, right? And so it became that, are you handshaking? Are you not? There was a fist bump or just like the wave high or the foot touch. We were all trying to be careful about that. Hand sanitizer was everywhere. Everybody was washing their hands and everybody was really good about that. So It was good. Oh, somebody asked what kind of puppy. The puppy is a mix between a golden retriever, a Labrador, and a shepherd. So he looks like a lab though. He's like all like, he's tan colored. He looks like just a golden lab. He totally got in the trash can. Oh my God. Oh, silly dog. Can you hear the chaos? I mean, can you actually hear what's happening? I can't tell because it's so loud on my end. I don't know if you guys can hear it. Oh, you can't. Okay. I swear to God, it's like having a baby again. I mean, I've had my fair share of babies. So anyway, so yes, I would go again. I think it would be a blast. It all depends on my scheduling, whether or not I can do it next year. They've been doing this for 10 years. Actually, this is the 11th year. It started in 2009. You can hear a little bit. Okay, it's not bad. I was thinking it was like this crashing sound going on in the background. So this event's been going on since 2009. They've had some winter events. They've had some summer events. They've hosted it in, where is it? They've done it in New York. They've done it in Salt Lake. They've done it in Palm Springs. It started off really small as like 200 people. This year it was up to 2,000 people, which is why they split it between 3 separate hotels. Because if they split it up, they could have more places to host events and everybody would be kind of evenly spread and they could have more people. Excuse me. But even for the keynote opener and for some of the parties, and they had so many different things happening in so many places, it never felt the biggest one I went to was the opening keynote, and that room was packed. That was the one time I saw like, oh my God, there's a lot of people here. Everywhere else, it was rooms of maybe 30. But there was 20 different events going on where there was rooms of 30 potentially, or people transferring or having, you know, hanging out one place or another. So there was lots of different things going on. And like I said, it was a fun event and it was an amazing place to be in. It was beautiful weather. Minus the first day, that was kind of cold on Monday, but I brought a jacket, so that was good. It was the one day I wore full-length jeans because it was just too cold to wear anything else. Oh, you're laughing every time. I'm doing my best not to like go into, I'm like, stop. He got a hold of something in either it's in my recycling he got a hold of or the trash can. He just flipped over. But he's dragging something around the ground. I can't even see him. He's fully in the kitchen around the corner. Silly dog. Lo and behold. Anyway. So if this is something that you are thinking of starting a business, you already have started a business, you want more tips and tricks on your business, you could be something like me, like your business is purely at home, it's you by yourself, or maybe you have a VA, a virtual assistant, which they talked a little bit about that as well. Then I think it's an event for you. It's worth trying once. They did have some statistics up there that says like 85% of people that go to this event go back because they find it fulfilling and they find it worth it. I will say that Pinterest, which is why Pinterest always shows up. I think it was like in 2010. It was right at the beginning. The guy who started Pinterest, it was like this fledgling little social media, idea that he had. And he came to Alt Summit and invited everybody to start, pinning and putting stuff on the platform. And from that particular conference, that summit, it shot up and took off. So Pinterest would not be there without this conference. And that's there's some other conferences that are out there, like Twitter shot off because something happened. So it's really kind of cool that there are some businesses out there that really went bananas and went all the way out there and just went nuts because, collaborations happened because 2 people got together at this particular conference. And as much as you email them or, maybe chat with them on the phone, it's not the same as seeing them in person. And it could just be the person you're sitting with at the shuttle. You never know. So I did make some amazing connections, reconnected with people that I do work with currently, which is nice. So it's getting to see them in person and be like, hey, still like you, still want to work with you, want to keep this going, which is awesome. Or work with somebody in the past, I'm like, yeah, let's do it again. It was awesome. So lots of that's going on. So yeah, I think it was a good event. Long rambling 30-minute conversation later. I think it was an amazing event. And I've had a lot of people post and ask me questions. Like I said, did you enjoy it? What did you get out of it? What was the number one thing? And I have a hard time saying what my number one is for that particular event because I got so many fun things out of it. Little snippets of information that I am already started implementing on my stuff. So I think it was well worth it just for that in itself, just learning some stuff. Like I said, making the connections. I keep rambling and saying the same thing. So there it is. Unboxing is coming up on Saturday. Yay. So I'll be unboxing. I'm going to do 2 separate unboxings. One are all the classes and workshops I went to. And the other one was all the sponsored from the gifting party and from the sponsored booths that I went to. So it'll be 2 separate because there is some bags down here. Every day I had a bag full of stuff I brought home, and I didn't even go the last day. That tells you things. I was too pooped. I was tired. I was done. I really wish I could have gone, but my body was like, nope, not happening. So you got to listen to your body. And then when it says no, no, you just no. So I stayed home and slept and drank a lot. And that was the other thing that we all were Palms. I mean, I live in Austin and it's pretty dry, but not compared to Palm Springs and how much drier it is there. I 100% got dehydrated and I just was going. And so anyway, I'm in a coaching program now with Kathy Healer, who wrote, Don't Keep Your Day Job. Don't keep your, okay. Oh, good. Awesome. I think I read that correctly. Don't keep your day job. Awesome. So don't keep the side of, make your side hustle your thing. Drop the day job and keep doing what you want to, your passion. It's awesome. So thank you, everybody. Lots of fun stuff coming up for March. Just as kind of a recap of some fun things and kind of shifting into scheduling. I have 4, count it, 4 different events going on that are giveaways and fun things that are happening with lots of cool. There's live videos, there's video hops, there's blog hops, and those are all coming up very, very, very soon. The first one is on the 18th. Actually, I have my schedule right here. So we have the 18th. Actually, I have 5. I'm sorry, I have 5 events. I have the 18th. I have the 19th. There is also the 25th, the 21st, and the 28th. Wow. And I'm also teaching a class on the 20th. So if you're in the Austin area, and I will be announcing this soon, I will be teaching it's more like come and just create, and I provide all the products. So if you're in the Austin area, I will be talking about this upcoming later this week, actually, about what that event is all about. But it's with Little Birdie Crafts, and so much fun. Anyway, thank you guys so much. I gotta go see what the heck my puppy is doing in the kitchen and how much I get to go clean up now. Puppies. They're cute, but oh my God. Anyway, thanks so much for stopping by. Bye, everybody.